Welcome back, everybody. Quick update video. We thought this would be the move-in video, but we're gonna be waiting an extra week to move in. Just had some conflicts in delivery times. The balconies just arrived this afternoon, and it's bitterly cold. Nobody's gonna be working on them this weekend, so they'll get installed probably Monday and maybe a CO Tuesday, and then we'll be in by next weekend, and we'll give you some updates then. The basement is kind of a disaster right now, as you can see. This is the the condensation of all the leftover remaining scraps. This is from cabinets, and we've got a lot of leftover, and I'll explain why upstairs. What's the latest? No bucket. These have been dry since we dug outside and did our little trick. All the power is on. Cable is on. We've got hooked up to the router. We've got 3 little mesh network wireless hubs throughout the house. And I just checked. We're getting like full coverage everywhere in the house, like full bars everywhere in the house. So we should be pretty good outside as well. So I'm thrilled with that. Drama this week with the water. I think I mentioned that we had bad test results. We had arsenic and iron and manganese in our water. So we had Skillings out. They're going to do a water softener here and probably some kind of arsenic specialized filter similar to this one outboard of that, and then back into the main line. So iron gets taken out by the water softener, but the water softener doesn't take the arsenic out or the manganese out, or maybe it does do the manganese. But the arsenic is something special, and that's going to be, we're just going to have to stay on top of that. It may just kind of dissipate because we haven't used this well in a long time. Just more use could be good for it in that respect. So we'll get it tested every 6 months or so and see what it does. I think that's all we can really do, but otherwise water's on and water's working. Furnaces are working. Today is one of those bitter cold days. It's like 0 degrees or less Fahrenheit outside with bitter wind chills. I think tonight wind chill factor is supposed to be like -40 or something. And I mean, you hear it. That's as hard as it's working. And the house is very comfortable throughout. In fact, 2nd and 3rd floor, I haven't seen kick on this evening. So the insulation is big time paying off. Hot water heater's doing its thing. We've been testing it out quite a bit the last few days. Sump pump is finally set, and we've replumbed here so that the wash from all the water filtration stuff around the corner is not going into the sump and then back up. It's going straight out the way I want it to, on top of that check valve. So everything's sweeping down and out so that we get all that out without constantly filling up the sump pump. We're gonna have to dry that out. The only reason there's water in there is because it's been flushed every night for like 2 weeks out of here. We just had it set to flush stuff out. So we'll get that pumped out, dried up, and then hopefully the sump pump won't do much. We're gonna get a cover for it, and that's about it. More mess. Basement is messy right now. This is all trash. A couple of lights that still need to go in that we've just covered up upstairs for now because there's special things going on with those lights. Cardboard I'm taking to recycling. This is going to get burned. So it's a mess, but I've kind of got a system. I've got an idea of what all this is going. More cardboard going to the dump. We've already started moving some stuff from our rental. Most of our stuff is in the barn, but this was some of the big stuff. We had a contractor give us a recliner. The boys are super psyched for that. Play video games on that or something. But yeah, down here, that's pretty much it. We got Got lots of nice stuff going on here. But we've made good progress this week downstairs on the first floor here. So all the baseboard you can see is done. I'm just gonna point this out. We ran out of some of this trim stock. All of the stuff that we got didn't have the square edge that we used on the rest of the doors, and then we realized we didn't have this. So this is some of the original trim that we salvaged. I've got a whole lot more, but not enough to do any meaningful amount. You can see that it went in this room with that trim color. So some of the original trim went back into this front closet, which was kind of fun for me this week to see that go back in. Doors back and hung on the bathroom. Obviously needs a lot of paint. Our marble came in this week. The lights are in and very bright. Sorry about the brightness. Obviously we got to paint all this trim that happened, and there's a backsplash happening here. It's kind of got a swoop kind of thing going on. It's higher in the middle than it is on the edges, but it's really subtle. We kind of stole that idea from the mantles. I'll point that out when I get over there, but I'm gonna hang a mirror, obviously right here, and yeah, paint this room and be done. I guess we got some knobs to put on, or handles or whatever. This room's kind of mostly cleaned out except for the fireplace. That'll go probably tomorrow. All that stuff comes out, and it's clean-ish, you know, vacuumed, got all the junk out of it. Put some candle lights in the windows at night here to just kind of look pretty from the outside. Let the community know that we're kind of home and somebody's kind of living here. But the kitchen is doing really great. So panels are hung on the dishwashers. Can't even see them except for the plastic hanging out. That plastic's just a pull on because we have to mount the handles still. The handles just came in this afternoon. So I'll be doing that probably next week, do all the handles, but all the rest is done. So a couple of the issues that we had been running into with the light rail here on both sides, that got done. It turned out great. All the way up until the crown. So the crown is an issue. We got a flat piece of stock there. There's another one that's gonna go across here, and you see some more up there. The crown is too big, and so it would be flirting with that edge, like really, really close, and in some locations be on top of it, and it wasn't gonna look good. So we're gonna go with a slightly smaller crown here and just wrap it all the way around. But that'll take a few weeks to get in. We're gonna be patient and get what we want. Got the range in, everything's working. A couple of the great features of this one, it's got a kind of ball bearing slide, just for heavy weight. It doesn't make that terrible noise when you open and close it, and when you slam it closed, it's soft close. And the little light dims quietly, slowly there. So love this. It's got the griddle burners. I think you can see the little lines. These are all like kind of segments of burners, so we can put a full griddle here and do pancakes or whatever. And then it's got 1, 2, 3 alternate burners, and then again, each of these you could do 2 here, you could do 2 there. So it's, I think, a total of, I don't even know how many burners. I don't know how it works yet. Haven't even turned them on, but it's pretty cool. Like I said, dishwasher, it'll get a pull here. I'm not gonna bother opening it because I don't have 2 hands. The sinks are working, all the plumbing is done, but for one little trim fitting, and the pot filler we are waiting on the tile to get done before that. We do have under cabinet lighting going on in here. Kind of wish we had put these on a switch. We may be going back to do some nicer lights under here at some point soon. We got to decide if we want to put a switch on the wall, then we should do that before we tile. So that'll be a next couple of weeks decision. That stuff still needs to go downstairs, but we're very close. Turning around, got the panel on to mini fridge, so it just kind of looks like a bar area, and we've got all the shelving for this ordered. New crown for this as well to match the other room, slightly smaller. We had the same issue here. It was just not very much space. They're tall cabinets. We have just 8-foot ceilings, so it just got a little tight. What else? Base around here turned out great. All the toe kick is in. You can see where the dishwashers are, but if you are not looking at it, you don't really see it. When you approach the kitchen like this, it looks very kind of traditional, especially with all the pulls. Pulls are gonna have these great kind of old-fashioned. This is one of the ones for the dishwashers. It's a little larger, but it's just a simple black pull. There we go. Have one of these open. This is a big one for the dishwasher, but there's a smaller one right there, about not quite half this size. So it'll go kind of like that. It'll look great. Works really well with the countertop. And the other black highlights that we've got elsewhere in the house. I think it's gonna look beautiful. Super psyched about that. Obviously, the elephant in the room is the countertop's not quite back yet. I thought it was gonna be this week. Didn't work out. They're now telling me Monday or Tuesday, which is fine because we're not gonna be in before then, and it'll give us a chance to cut and get this all cleaned up. And that's literally it for countertops. We will be set. In here, we've got this all cleaned up, looking great. I'm still waiting on a few things in here, and I put some temporary kind of white chases in there. I'm gonna take them out, I don't like them. And I'm missing, I guess, a cable box thingy there, so a couple of things to tidy up, but we got another one of our mesh network wireless subs here. It's wireless, but it's got 3 ports in the back, each one of these, so we can plug directly in. I can plug directly into the television or the cable box or whatever, or both, and have wireless. On this side of the house, we are all the way in the opposite corner of the basement, and then we're upstairs in the middle of the 2nd floor, which covers this 3rd floor perfectly as well. So those are the 3 locations. It should do outside really well. We got one out here covering the whole yard on this side. The one in the basement covers the whole yard on the other side. And the one upstairs on the 2nd floor gets hopefully the backyard. And should be good. This room is cleaned up as well. And I think I was mentioning in the powder room, the backsplash, we're copying this basically. You see how a very slight taper. That's what we're going for. Kind of a old-fashioned look to it. Lights in here, of course, work, but the center light we're not installing right away because I have to rewire it. It's an old fixture, and I did not get to it this week. What else? I think upstairs, these lights, front hall, all cleaned up, looking good. Ready for lots of paint on the trim, that's for sure. But generally clean, right? And sawdust and the scraps and everything are out of these spaces finally. Bring you through here. I haven't figured out the switches myself yet, so bear with me. Some of these switches are in the wrong place. This switch does that stuff. This switch does that one, but it's farther away, so some of these I'm going to be going through and rearranging and flipping upside down and stuff. Bothers me when you turn a light on by switching it down. That just, maybe it's just me, but it drives me bonkers. This is room. Here's where the other hub is for wireless. Of course, that'll be on our desk or somewhere on a shelf. But this room's all set. Ollie's room, bed. Bed's been delivered, so we gotta pick up the bed frame. And he'll be kind of ready to go. bathroom in here is all set. Turned out beautiful. We did some cleaning of tubs and things, so it's kind of gleaming now. Well, kind of. That was missed. We gotta clean that up. But yeah, looks really nice. Everything looks just beautiful. And the old sink, cleaned it up a little bit too. Needs a little bit more love, but you know, it's some imperfections. There we go. You can see the kind of the spidering crack there. It's not a leak or anything, but it's got that aged patina to it. Got to clean up the chrome a little bit too. But I think we cleaned the toilet. Liz was cleaning with the boys tonight, so I love that little light. It's a cute little light over the medicine cabinet here. Coming through, put those lights out. Everything looks good in here. Oh, I'll show this off. A bunch of the closets got these motion lights in the closet, so when you open the door, it turns on. It's really super cool. And then when you close it, I'm not sure how long it takes to turn off, but they do, because the door keeps it nice and still, right? And then that'll turn off, and you can just walk away. It's pretty cool. LEDs as well, so if it stays on for 5 minutes, no big deal. Not wasting a lot of electricity. Master, we got our bedding in. That's a box spring, I think. Some bonus pillows with our order. But we got this all cleaned up. This bathroom mostly cleaned up. We still have some tile repairs to do here. We gotta hit the mirrors, but it's nice in here. Lots of light. Really bright. Loving this. So this is the one piece of trim that we've got to change out for plumbing. One little thing. Everything else is just gorgeous. And obviously we need glass. That's going to happen in the next couple of weeks after we're in here. And yes, there's TP. It's been baptized. This bathroom is active. I had the privilege of the first use just tonight. Oh, and the tub. How can I forget the tub? I walk right by it. It didn't get cleaned, I guess. But I'm sure it will tomorrow. It's looking good. Something's not lined up there. I wonder what's going on. If it gets shoved or whatever. That's a little better. I like that better. It'll settle in one of these spots. Anyway, gotta clean the floor. Let me turn this stuff off. And yeah, so up here, 63. Being set to 62, nothing's on, because the downstairs is heating the whole house when it's less than 0 outside. It's pretty awesome. We're definitely gonna have to use AC up here to keep it cool in the winter, in the summer. But yeah. The lighting up here is kind of awesome. I love it. It just kind of just glows all the way around. We've got the sconces down below, sconce up here, the dome light up top. Reminds me a little bit when I was a kid. The house my dad built had a staircase and then some really high ceilings once you got to the top of the staircase, and some lights up top. And I always thought that they were super cool. It has that vibe to me. Anyway, boys light doesn't really throw a lot of light. It's mostly an up light. We didn't know it, and so it is what it is. We'll use some lamps, but it's all done up here. So we need some knobs and handles. We need to get their panel on. with some magnets. That'll be a this weekend project. More beds, kind of the same scenario on the other side. So I'm not sure I will. One of the furnaces is on. Let's see what it's doing. I don't know which one is on. They're both set to 62 and have 63, so it must just be warming down, cooling down, warming up. And then this bathroom got cleaned up too. Pretty good shape, looking nice. Everything spiffy and shiny. I just gotta check. There had been an issue. One of those doors is rubbing. There had been an issue. Something dripping right here. Something was wet. But nothing is wet right now, so I think we are good. Good water pressure up here. I'm kind of surprised at that. If anybody knows what this thing is, leave a comment. Tell me what the heck it is. I think it's some kind of like wrench. It's got a shape that's hard to see to the outside. Like, is it a drain wrench of some kind? I don't know. Plumber left it behind. I gotta get another. Still gotta replace that. These are the lights the boys picked out. They're very bright, which will be great in front of the mirror. We're gonna do, I think, 2 small mirrors here and here, right in front of the sinks. I think it'll look great and be pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And that's basically the update. So we did not get CO because the balconies didn't get here in time and couldn't be installed in the terrible cold. Tomorrow's going to be as cold as today, so that's not really an option. Plus it's Saturday. People don't generally want to come out and work on a Saturday. So I've got to get them assembled on Monday, and then yeah, they came in pieces. I thought they were being shipped assembled on a crate, and they did not get shipped assembled on a crate. So I will be building them on Monday, and the guys are supposed to be here with a lift on Tuesday to get them hung, mounted. Let's see, is this the right light to turn it off? Yeah. I don't know where anything is anymore. Anyway, that's our update. We're very close, getting clean. If the balconies were hung, honestly, I think we'd be sleeping here tonight. It's close enough to be sleeping here, you know, staying warm. We've got electricity, got bathrooms and running water and stuff. And, laundry as well. We're running laundry this whole time. It's very, very quiet. Remember, this was all soundproofed. And so when those doors are quiet, it's silent. So these just squeeze in here just about perfectly. Thrilled with them. Every practice cycle that we've done, nothing's been dripping, and it's super quiet. Nothing's in them yet, so like the spin cycles are gonna be rougher and they may bang around a little bit. We may have to space them out a little. We have about 2 or 3 inches in total to do that, so we could. But we'll have to wait and see on that. So that's where we're at. I hope everybody is enjoying the videos, because they're probably coming to a close in the next few weeks. Once we're living here, I'm probably not going to be doing too many tours of the house anymore. Maybe some outside stuff. We also just got a new car, so I'm thinking about doing my experiences with the new Model Y. Maybe I'll start a channel doing that. Or maybe I'll convert this channel into some woodworking projects that I would be doing around the house, like shelving for the pantry. We have plans for the laundry area. have plans for that kind of kick side of the peninsula. So there's tons of little projects like that for the house that probably are the next kind of evolution of the channel and what I'll be doing. So if you've been interested in one last thing. Shout out to Chip and Sam, who are our Finnish carpenters, and they've been fantastic working with them. They're just about done. They're going to come back to help me out with the rest of the kitchen here, but the apron they installed, and they did a really clever thing here where we took the flat stock from around that we used up here, from around the windows and doors, the thin stuff, and they backed it out so that when the tile guy is in there, he can actually slide it up and underneath. Get some wiggle room in there. So it should be a nice, clean transition. Super slick. Love that apron. They did a fantastic job. Really throughout the house. I mean, describing was not easy on these old floors. They sanded smoothish, but just look at the up and down and undulations. This isn't even a particularly bad one. There are some that are crazy, and they took the time to back cut all of these and scribe them, sand them back, fit them in place. Little things like getting the scribe on the back of the cabinet and all the way up here and making sure, convincing me that I needed to do it right and order the right parts and just be patient with this. I appreciate those guys. We paid them, but their expertise is valued. So shout out to Chip and Sam. Thank you for your hard work. It shows. Anyway, have a fantastic evening. Catch you next time. Sorry, this one is so long, but I hope you enjoyed it.